Now what do we have here? 24 minus 5. Have we ever wondered why when we are told to subtract 5 from 24 like this, the column method, we would strike out this 2, we would strike this 2, borrowing 1 from 2, and when we add that 1 to 4, it becomes 14. Why does it become 14? Why doesn't it become 5? Because normally when you add 1 to 4, you get 5. Now, this becomes 14 because you're not really borrowing 1. You're not borrowing 1, you see. All numbers are naturally in base 10. And that is why all digits are less than 10. The highest you have is 9. And because all numbers are in base 10, when you are borrowing a number, what you're always borrowing is 10 and not 1. So let's start again. Alright? Let's start again. Remember, we're borrowing 10 and not 1. Now I have to cancel out this 2. It becomes 1. Now I'm borrowing something from 2. What am I borrowing? The base. I'm borrowing the base. So I'm actually borrowing 10. Okay? Now I add this 10 to this 4. And what do I have? I have 14. 10 plus 4 is 14. Okay? Perfect. Now 14 minus 5 is 9. 9. Okay. Now this 2 remains 1 and I bring it down. We have 19. So the final answer for 24 minus 5 is 19. Okay. Now let's apply this principle to this now. Remember, you are really borrowing the base. Okay? So let's assume that we're working with base 6, because you need to understand that you're borrowing the base. This principle is very important to understand, because when you want to perform subtractions in bases, you need to understand that what you're borrowing is the base. Otherwise, you might find yourself converting to base 10 every time you want to subtract, and that is a very tedious method. Okay. So, what do we have here? Now, you have 24 minus 5. Now, it's very important. We're working on base 6, so no number can be higher than 6, can be higher than 5 rather. So, for this reason, it is now 24. Okay. Now, we have 24 minus 5. Okay. 24 minus 5. So, let's get started. Let's get down to work. Now, 4 can't subtract 5. 5 can be subtracted from 4 because 4 is lower than 5. Now you're also going to strike this out and you borrow something from 2. What do you borrow? Do you borrow 1? No, you don't borrow 1. Remember that here you borrowed the base. You always borrow the base. So now you're borrowing 6. Oh yes, you're borrowing 6. Now 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. Okay. Now how about this one? There is nothing here, so you bring it down. Now in base 6, 24 minus 5 is 15 base 6. This is very important. When subtracting in bases, you always borrow the base. If you don't borrow the base, you're going to find yourself converting 24 base 6 to base 10. You convert 5 base 6 to base 10, and you then get your answer in base 10, and you convert your answer back to base 6, and what you're going to have is the same 15 which we had here. Okay, so you get this.